Hello, happy Friday, everyone. It's been about a hot minute since we've done a live. So here we are. Here I am. I don't know who we is. I always talk in we, I feel like, but it's just me. So welcome. Happy Friday. Happy coffee day. Do you guys have some coffee? Today I'm grateful for just being alive. We're going to keep it simple. Grateful for being alive. Welcome. This is Kari the Mortician. So this is where you can ask me live questions to a funeral director. I get a lot of new people popping in that don't know about the channel. And so I'm here to answer any question. You may have a question you've carried with you your whole life. You've just never asked. Go for it. Drop it. I may have answered it 100 times before, but I'll answer it 101 times. So there's no stupid, crazy, illogical questions. Just drop them all. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, JW, Brian, Mark, Imani. Is that how you say that? Susan, Michelle, Jasmine. Yeah, Michelle. Do I say it, Michelle? That's how I've always pronounced it in my head. Yeah, hi, Jacob, Amanda, Vanessa, JW, Ty, everybody. Worsham is amazing, Vanessa, isn't it? Oh my gosh, you're so lucky to be there with Lily and everybody. So fun. Jacob, yes, my time in California and all the interviews was so good. Caitlin is lovely, guys. So there's a lot of people who want to bash on her. She is fabulous. I could not have asked for a better time just discussing business, funeral directing, but also YouTubing and just being people. Like, I've peed in Caitlin's bathroom. Come on. She's as down to earth and amazing as anybody could be. So I'm very, very thankful I had the time I had with her. It was very wonderful. Get back in it, Brian. If you miss it, get back in it. Good morning, everybody. So let's dive in. I know my lead question was, can you die of a broken heart? So since I typed that about 4 minutes ago, the only thing that's popping through my mind is that song, What Becomes of the Broken Hearted? I don't even know who sings that. Obviously not me because it's not well, but that song is just like going to be in my head all day now. Who sings? Do you guys know who sang that? We've played this. Who sings the song before? I think it was Simon and Garfunkel last time. But you can technically die of sort of a broken heart. It leads to basically a giving up on life sort of thing. We most often see that maybe people will just stop eating or drinking, or the will to live is gone. Failure to thrive. It may be written as lots of different things on a death certificate, but you don't actually see a fractured heart technically from a broken heart, but it creates all these other physiological things that happen because of that broken heart. Does that make sense? And yes, I have buried couples that have died within days of each other or within a year of each other. I have not done within like hours yet in my career, but I know many people who actually have, who have had people who have died within hours of each other. I think it's romantic. It's super, super sad, but it's kind of romantic too that you have people that are that in love. Love, that version of love is something I think we all want in our lives at some time or another, is to have that. What do I want to do with my body when I die? Pamela, first I want to say, Pamela, fingers crossed for you, went for an interview. I think a more natural burial right now. It's really up to my family what they want to do. If they need to embalm and have a viewing and do all of that, totally fine. Like, I really don't care what they do with me when I'm gone. But I love the beauty of a natural burial and shrouding and the flowers, and just there's something beautiful about that hands-on natural thing. So, family. Awesome, Brian. Get in there and get it done. How frequently do caskets actually explode? So this is like, how often does a tree fall in the woods when nobody's there? Nobody's down monitoring caskets inside mausoleums or down in the ground or anywhere. So all of these questions of like, how long does it take for somebody to decompose? How long does it take for this? How often does this happen? When does things breach? When does whatever? We don't really know because it could be never, it could be a ton of times, but we don't dig people up to know. We don't open mausoleums all the time to know. So it's really hard to give an answer to that. I've wanted to go into the business, but as an owner, how much in startup funds do you think one needs? It is costly. If you're buying a business that's already existing, they're going to have a lot of the stuff, you know, the church trucks and all the equipment that comes along with it. If you're starting from scratch, that's a lot of stuff you have to get in order to have a functioning business. So numbers wise, can't even start to give you a number. Hey, Tiffany, good morning. Yeah, Tracy, it might be the 4 tops. My work has actually called me twice now, so I don't know if there's an emergency at one of the funeral homes. Sorry, guys. I'm on a live YouTube video, period. Give me just a minute. I'll think of the name. That's what we do. Jasmine, if you want to send me another question, if it's longer, email it to me, guys. If you have something pressing you want to get to me, don't just comment it on a video. I may not see it for a few days or even a week if I see it at all. I try and keep up on comments, but sometimes I don't see them. So send it to my email, Kari@KariNorthey.com. You're going to get an answer there at some point. It may be delayed, but I do a quick scan to make sure a death hasn't just happened or something. Hey, Angie, welcome to your first live. Do you have to pack orifices of the deceased to prevent leakage? Or do you just put a little diaper to solve this problem? It depends if the person's leaking. If you aspirate thoroughly and do, you know, sometimes you get leaking no matter what, but if you do all these other things, then you should prevent the leaking. But yes, sometimes we have to pack nose, mouth, throat, rectum, vaginal with cotton. Some people do use adult incontinence. I always get, you guys give me crap if I say diapers. Incontinence pads for adults. But, you know, it just depends. Hey, Diane in Ireland. I want to come there soon. I'm really stuck that I want to kind of come to Ireland. Ooh, Cynthia, good luck on your exam. No tips, just literally stuff as much information in your brain to take the test, and then you can forget some of them because you'll never use the terms technically again. How many times have you heard of people burying ashes of family members secretly with their parents or grandparents? You mean like going out to the cemetery and like digging a hole? Like you're going in the dark and then you're going to dig a hole? I don't quite know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not a good embalmer because of how long it takes me to find veins or artery and the entire process. It does take practice. And the thing is right now with bodies, they are everything we do to our bodies with medication and how we live and just lifestyle. Bodies are starting to morph, I feel like, from when I first started in the business. Like vasculature structures have more bifurcations, things in different areas, just a lot more oddities going on than there used to be. So it's not as cut and dry as I feel like it maybe was 50 years ago because of all these things that we do to keep our bodies going when they're maybe failing. I think that it's just a lot of it's practice. A lot of it is when I'm teaching to embalm is closing your eyes. Honestly, feeling with your fingers and things is easier in the long run than using instruments and visual, because you can break that vein easily and then you have no view. So using your fingers, knowing what things feel like, textures, denseness, arteries roll between your fingers because they have that tube inside of them, where veins don't have that same feeling to them. Nerves don't do that same thing. Arteries, what is it? Tendons don't do the same thing. So it's knowing how everything feels, not just visual, but it's that texture as well. So, and sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes we try too hard to get in there and find veins and arteries, and you get so flustered, you can't do it. So if you step away, take off your mask, take off your respirator, go get a breath, take a drink of water, and come back in, and you find it right away. And it's like, why didn't I find that before? But you get in front of yourself and you don't allow yourself to do what you need to do because you get so flustered. If someone passes away out of nowhere, do they have to perform an autopsy? If they were not under the care of a physician, then most likely they may. Hello in Tennessee. When you're getting your body ready for viewing, do you put dry ice to keep our loved ones cold? No. No dry ice. Unless we have extreme decomposition that we're really trying to stop something, then maybe once in a while. I've done it twice in my career. What's the creepiest thing I've seen a dead body do? Creepy. I don't know that anything's been creepy. It does kind of startle me if I'm moving them and breath comes out. One time I've seen a finger just move a little bit. I mean, like the slightest little bitty twitch, and maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me, but they don't do anything. They're dead. They literally don't do, they just lay there. So I know that with all of the stories that people pass along, you would think they do more. They do not. Oh, you're so welcome, Joyce. That's so kind. Michael, yeah, obits. Actually, obituaries are getting so much shorter because they cost so darn much. But a lot of people want their loved one reflected. And when you can't have a funeral, especially right now during COVID and we're in lockdown, you have to kind of put more into maybe the obituary if you can't have a service where people are going to hear words. So maybe people are putting more into obituaries and such. How does a cemetery know when they're filled? By their records. They may have a few odd graves here and there, but they may just close the cemetery at that point. Yeah, Tiffany, when you roll that body and a little groan or noise comes out, it kind of does startle you, for sure. So, no, Lee, I don't think that obits are keeping the newspaper alive, but they are a classified item. And with Marketplace and all these other places to sell things, you definitely have a lot less classifieds. And so you charge more in the areas you can. So it's technically an advertisement piece in that obituary because you're using up space. So they have to charge more for it. You're welcome, Jasmine. You're so welcome. I've never done this, but I'm going to cut my live off in the middle because there's an emergency at work and I have to call. And this is life. And sometimes we have to go to the side. I'm going to come back and do part 2 for live for today. So if you can join me back again, join me back. Thank you for joining me for part 1 of live today. And I'll see you guys in a few minutes.